trying to figure out a way to mount a water bottle to this bike besides what's currently here. So I have a fabric water bottle, and I let out all the air in my fork and I compressed it all the way down, and I find out that there's plenty of clearance right here. So I'm going to look into this battery to see if it's possible to drill 2 holes and mount 2 little nubbins to be able to mount this water bottle on it. This is 750 milliliters, so it's a pretty large water bottle. Okay, so this is what the fabric water bottle looks like. How it works is there's these two little tabs that mounts onto the frame. So it just basically goes in here. You basically stick it in and it just locks into place. So here's the battery. The first step is at the top of the battery where the flap is. You'll see two mounting screws. You simply remove the mounting screws. Okay, so next step, after you remove those 2 screws, you simply slide out the cover. Push down on it a little bit, like so, and then you could slide it out. Before you slide it out, you should remove the flap, and then slide it out like so. And there you go. Be careful, there are, oops, don't lose these. There's a couple of them actually. There's a sticker that says, "Do not open, void warranty." So we're not going to touch this at all. Okay, we're done with the battery. So we're only going to touch this piece right here. Right, I went to the hardware store, picked up some number 1032 1/2-inch screws. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 65 millimeters. That's basically the distance between the 2 mounting tabs on most standard water bottle cages. And also this one here is 65 millimeters as well. And after you mark it, you want to create a little center punch, and then you could measure this, make sure it's 65 millimeters. Okay, time to drill. After you create your pilot hole, toss in your 3/16 bit. Try to burr both sides a little bit. So the next step is to mount these little tabs in. They go in like this. Okay, after I applied the thread locker, I'm going to stick in the internal tooth washers and then stick in these nuts. They're in. Let's see if the water bottle works. There. It works. It's in. Yeah, so this is it. So if you bang into something, it's going to hit the skid plate. I don't think it'll hit the water bottle. It might, but it should be okay. So that's not too bad. Now, if this water bottle doesn't hold, if this doesn't work out, I could still mount a regular cage back here. But I prefer not to, because it's going to look kind of ugly to have that cage always there. So now it's just going to look like this. Next part is to try to get this in. Now, this little rib feature on the battery, it's might get in the way of these little nuts. So in order to get it to slide in, I think you gotta kind of bend it a little bit. So here, let's see what happens. Oh, so I'm able to slide it through. The center is bowing a little bit. What I could do is I could cut out a piece of the rib, but I'm not going to do that. It's I don't want to risk doing any. I don't want to touch this battery compartment at all. I'm just messing with this cover so that I don't mess with the warranty whatsoever. Okay, so before you slide it all the way through, make sure you have these shims, these steel shim spacers back in, and then you're able to press it all the way through. I'm going to put it upside down so I can put its weight on it. And you see on this side, see how it's popping through? So I'm going to push down. Careful not to get your fingers caught. See that right there? Now I can push it the rest of the way through. Now, that's it. There it is. It's bowing slightly, but that's not a big deal. So I'm going to apply a little bit of dielectric grease to the contacts. What that does is it prevents moisture from getting in there. Sometimes when you wash your bike, some moisture will get in between these contacts, and the bike won't start. Through the sides and through the top. Oops. Let me squeeze it in from the top. Okay, and you could apply a little bit of dielectric grease here as well. Okay, so this water bottle that's made specifically for the Decoy holds 475 milliliters. And this bottle right here is 750 milliliters. And this one here is 600 milliliters. In this configuration, it's 1,225 milliliters of water that you could carry with you. If you're going on a shorter ride and you don't want to carry any tools with you, you can put your tools in a smaller water bottle like this one right here. Yeah, excited to take this thing for a ride. Summer's approaching, so it's getting hot, so looking forward to it. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Just gotta avoid animal poop and you'll be just fine. Some people have complained that these fabric water bottles, sometimes the water bottle can come off, and that really depends. Like this older one, this is like the first generation one. I did have it come off a few times. But so they weren't great, but I think with these newer ones, they improved some of the tolerances on the little fitting, and they're supposed to be a lot better than the older ones. So I had mentioned that these older style fabric water bottles, they don't work as well as the newer ones. So this is an older one, and it did fall out on one of my rides. So if you do have one of these older water bottles, what you can do is you could put like a rubber band around the top tab and the nozzle. It basically provides extra insurance to ensure that it'll never come off during a ride. So the great thing about this setup is you barely notice those tabs even being there. Just looking at the bike, it looks totally normal. All right, like, subscribe, share this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. See ya.